Good morning, this is Jared. This morning, I'd like to share with you the parable of the fence and the fence post. Behind you, or behind me, excuse me, you see a fence. And this is the fence to the north part of my yard. You kind of see it wrapping around. Got a little playground, trampoline. Anyway, so the summer before last, we had to replace the fence. The wind was blowing this section down. It was all rotting out. It had been there for probably about 20 years. It was time to replace it. And so we knocked it all down and decided that rather than pulling out all the old fence post concrete blocks, we would drill new holes. And we had to offset it so that they did not coincide with the old holes. Anyway, it was a lot of work pulling out the new fence, getting all that chopped up into firewood. Actually worked pretty well for a fire starter. Cedar fencing chopped into pieces is terrific for starting fires. But anyway, so we got the old fence out, put the new fence in, and you can see I didn't do the best job, because I had decided that I wanted to be able to put the nails in so they didn't stick out the other side. And so I had these 2x4s horizontal. The problem with that is over time, when the fence settles, it droops. So that was not my best move. Anyway, well, we got that fence in, and our fire pit here needs to be burned. The burn ban's finally gone. There's a bunch of tree limbs that need to be thrown away over here. But anyway, so over here is where the gate was. And that got pulled out. The neighbor put in new fencing. That's his fence, not mine. He decided that he was just going to paint it to this line over here, but no further, which really annoys the heck out of me, but whatever. So I just put in this fence post right here a few days ago. But over here we have what remains of the old fence. You probably can't tell though, but this fence post right here is bent. It leans to the right, maybe a couple of inches, but it kind of droops to the right. And but it's really sturdy. So my thought was that I would cut it off like right here, kind of do a nice kind of picturesque diagonal thing, and attach the new post to the bottom 3 feet of the old post, because I really didn't want to dig a new hole next to it, because that wasn't going to work. And I was thinking about this for a long time, but I finally had to face the truth, face reality, that the best way to do this is to remove the old fence post. So I'm gonna have to dig that thing out, which I'm really not excited about. Because anyone that's ever dug out an old fence post knows it's a pain in the neck. But I thought there were some variables in this. First of all, the idea that what worked before probably isn't gonna work forever. And like the fence that had to be replaced, at some point you got to do it. You have to face the reality, face the music. You have to approach the chaos and make order of the chaos. Similarly, when you've got a piece of your life that's rotted and fallen, and you have a fence post or a structure that you thought was on a secure foundation and that you thought was straight and tall, but now, upon further investigation, it's not on a good foundation, it's not straight and tall, it needs to be dug out and replaced. There's no two ways around it. As I've been studying, been thinking a lot about truth and chaos, and it's interesting to me how most, probably 99.9% of God's truth, that's just a wild speculative number, but anyway, the vast majority of God's truth appears to man as chaos. But upon further investigation, as we dive into and investigate that chaos, we find that it's not chaos at all. We find that it is in fact truth. And almost everything that we need to know, we don't know yet. And it appears to us as chaos. And people don't like chaos. Chaos is perceived as that which has disharmony, is chaotic, it's fearful, it's dangerous, it's the unknown. And there's no security there, there's no predictability there. That's how we perceive it. But what we need to do is we need to trust God that He understands and comprehends everything, from all creation to all creation, the end from the beginning. Even though we do not perceive the chaos, He does. He is a God of truth, and He understands all these things. And when He tells us to knock down a fence and build a new one, we need to knock down that fence and build a new one. When He tells us to completely remove a fence post and put a new one in that's straight, that's going to work, that's going to stand the test of time, we need to do it. So whatever that means to you, whatever that means to me, that's the analogy. I hope you like it.